one of the things that is constantly brought up as a concern is the actual fitness of firefighters. As you know, years gone by, they used to keep fit by putting out all the fires. Well, thank God that is not the situation anymore. We've dumbed down what they have to do in order to get in, as in they don't have to put somebody over their shoulders anymore and run a distance. How are you, or are you convinced that they are all in a good fitness level to be running up and down stairs?
I think there was a period of time in the London Fire Brigade and nationally where the standards for physical entry were reduced inappropriately, but I'm confident that they're at a place now, and I was watching the fitness testing of our new recruits not long ago. They're back at a place that set an appropriate and actually challenging level for entry point of fitness. To give you an example, policing colleagues, if you take the multi-stage fitness test, the bleep run, have to achieve, I believe, a level of fitness on entry that equates to about 5.1, 5.2. As a London firefighter, you're going to have to get at least 8.4 and beyond, and by the end of training, we want you to exceed that. There are a number of really quite testing strength tests that relate to the use of equipment, so you'll have to raise about 40 kilos above your head as a minimum.
If you consider how tall our buildings are getting certainly in central London, and if the fire lift isn't working in those areas and you've got a fire right at the top, how do you think that the firefighters can get up there?
We are facing a challenge in London where if people don't maintain their buildings properly, don't maintain their fire lifts properly, we get into a space where even the fittest firefighter is endangering themselves before they even get into the flat to put the fire out, because they're obviously wearing very thick structural PPE, they're wearing breathing apparatus, which is effectively like scuba gear, and then they're walking up 25 floors of stairs carrying equipment. So the answer is, beyond the 25th floor, if you haven't got a working fire lift, we're in a very, very, very difficult operating environment, which is why we go back to that first priority around building safety.
I don't think people are taking it as seriously as perhaps they should, because if you own a building over 25 floors, and there's always a probability that a lift might not work, the fire lift, it really needs to be drummed home just how serious this could be, because I know our firefighters can't go above that. So we've brought it up here again, and all of us ought to be bringing it up wherever we can, because it's a far more serious situation. People just think the firefighters can go running up regardless, without the thoughts of the air cylinders, etc., on their backs.